Hey guys, how's it going?
What's up?
Everyone doing
Great.
good?
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Okay, so welcome to class. We're commencing session number 4, picking things up from where we left off yesterday. And I've received your assignments. Everyone did very good. I think it's pretty much like basic stuff for now, but there are some challenges. Some of you guys did send me those, and I kind of like explained, okay, let's do it, let's do this, let's do that later on. For example, one of the problems that all of you faced was fading. When it comes to fading, why there's certain parts that you can't fade. So like, let's say if you move to a clip, and at the clip, like you see, this is a loop. Yeah, the loop just plays a certain amount of bars. And then after that amount of bars, the loop will end, but it will continue because it's a loop. It's not the entire track. You have to know that fading option does not work when there's a certain clip that's looped. It basically takes it as another track. So I'll show you what I mean right now. So that's probably what happened with Dano, because when Dano showed me why is the yellow box is not working and all this stuff. So this is one entire track. So you can move it back and forth. It's still with the track. But you see over here, this is, can you see the Maroon 5 track? It's basically, that's where it starts. So there's nothing beyond that, no matter how much I drag. But if I drag it to my right, the entire track will appear. But once I drag it to my left, it won't drag beyond that, because that's how much, that's where the song starts. So let me switch off my filters. Let me get the original track. I'm just going to use a equalizer on the master just to make sure that we don't get any low ends, because the low end is what keeps on ducking the thing. So here we go. All right, so now that's the point of start. Now I can't fade. I can fade it in or fade it off, but I can't add another clip. So like, let's say if I use the beginning point of this, consolidate that, and then I'm going to use another part. Now you see this track I've consolidated. So like say, just imagine this part, that's the end, and this part, that's the end. So if I mix these two together, I can't fade them, because you see they will not fade over each other because they're two different clips. So this is exactly what Dano came up. There's like a little problem over here. You see this orange thing, because that means it's two separate clips. So you won't be able to fade them. This is the beginning of the track. It has nothing beyond. And this is the end of the track. It has nothing beyond. So if I move these clips, you see I'm trying to drag it to my right. It's not going to drag because that's nothing beyond that. But there's more to the right. And on this track, I can't move anything beyond the left. This is the start point of the track, and this is the end point of the track. So you can't fade it. There's no way of fading these two. All right. So you have to make sure if you're basically, I mean, these are all a part of the learning process. You'll understand, the more you do it, then you'll understand, oh, okay, this is why I can't do it. This is why I can't do it. You know, there's always reasons why you can't do it. But had you taken a track which has a beginning and the end, which is continuous, then you can obviously fade like that, because this song has more beyond this, and this song has more beyond this. Cool. All right. So fading is something that you guys need to practice continuously to kind of like perfect it. And the more you practice, obviously, you will perfect it. Let's go to the next lesson. Now, today's lesson is not going to be very complicated. To be very honest with you, it's very simple. It's pretty much what you've already learned, but we're going to dissect it into a little bit more detailed, especially when it comes to the arrangement. Yeah. Let's take this part of this song, the first part of this song. Just gonna, can you guys hear the beat? Is it too low? Too low, yeah? Okay. Can you hear this part though? Is this clear? Wait a minute. That's clear, yeah? So it's just the beat that you can't hear. Or is it just too low? Let me try to increase the volume. Ducks, yes, beat stuck. Okay, let's go with the. I'm just going to delete this. So what we did was we learned how to split tracks. We learned how to copy paste them. We learned how to duplicate them. You guys remember the shortcut for splitting a track? Okay,
Command E.
good. Now in this sample over here, which is the intro to Memories, Maroon 5, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. What we're going to do today is split all these sections. We're going to split 1, we're going to split 2, we're going to split 3. So from 1 to 2, the second beat, I'm going to split that. Command E. 3, split that. Split 4 and split 5. Now I got 4 parts. Think of it as 4 samples. I'm going to insert another audio track. I'm going to rearrange this according to how I want. So I'm going to copy this and bring it down to the second track. Now it's the same way that you copy paste on a certain channel. You can also copy paste it to other channels. So like, let's say, for example, I've got channel number 3, channel number 4, and I want the same sample, this little proportion that I've copied, to play at a different point of channel number 3. I just got to move my cursor to that point and copy paste it. You see, so you can actually, it's kind of like Photoshop. You can copy paste it wherever you want within the workflow, within your arrangement layout. But you have to make sure that you don't copy paste it onto MIDI, because a MIDI channel is different. We haven't yet got to MIDI, so make sure you always add audio channels when you copy paste the other samples. To start with, I'm going to take this first part of the song, place it on audio number 2, channel number 2. Then I'm going to take the second part of the song and I'm going to place it at audio number 2. But I'm going to repeat that part again for the third part. So number 3 of the beat is again the second part. Then I'm going to take number 4 and I'm going to place here. So what I've done is recreated a pattern. Instead of the standard pattern of 1, 2, 3, 4, I've copied paste 1, 2, then copied and pasted 2 again, and then 4. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, now the pattern goes 1, 2, 2, 4. Let's listen to it. You get it? It created a certain swing, a different feel. In modern terms, DJs call it flipping. But back then we used to call it remixing it. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with the rest of. Pay attention, guys. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go here, copy this, paste this down, copy this proportion, 2 from that again, and I'm going to go to here, 3 here. Now if you listen to it, it will sound you get it? It doesn't sound like the ordinary Maroon 5 Memories track. It sounds a little bit different. It's just like keys, you know, it's like how you play piano. But here we are creating our own remix, our own flip. So I'm just going to take this and do the same thing again repeatedly. Copy the whole thing, copy, paste, copy, paste, paste, copy, paste. Let me do that other one, the last one. One more. Hold on, guys. Yeah, you can ask a question, Finn.
Mas, can't you just select like that entire bar tree and like duplicate that? Will that be different?
You can just do that. You can copy this Doesn't matter however you do it. Okay, so now how you know how much to cut per clip? Well, it's like the metronome. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. You're cutting 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you listen to it with the metronome, I'm just going to go back to the original track. So listen to it very carefully. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see, I split exactly at the numbers of the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So mathematically, we are in even proportions. So let's go again. 1, 2, 2, 4. 1, 2, 2, 4. 2, 2, 4. 1, 2, 2, 4. Get it? Yeah. All right. So now, hold up. The wooing is from the track, right? Yeah, it's from the track. It's because of the track. But let's clean those things later, right? Yeah. So if we flip it, what we're doing is creating a different pattern, or also known as a different rhythm. This is how genres are actually mainly distinguished by different patterns and rhythms, especially when it comes to drums. So for an example, I'm going to play, because I can't play drums here right now, because you guys can't hear it. Is it dependent on having a track walked properly? Tracks always have to be walked properly. That's priority number one. If you grid your tracks wrong, everything will go off. It's like record box. If you place a track and then it analyzes, if the original track of the BPM is 128, but it analyzed at 125, and then you try to sync it, and then you ask yourself, why is it not syncing properly? Then you blame record box. But it's a simple matter of going back and regridding it to the proper grid. So warping is similar to gridding. When you basically drop a EDM track onto Ableton, it automatically analyzes it and warps it, because EDM is quite consistent. But the retro tracks, the classical tracks, and the hip hop tracks are where we always have problems. So we have to make sure the grids are proper. Okay. So like, for example, if you're looking at a pattern where we got a kick, a snare, a hi-hat, and if it is in, let's say, hip hop, trap, house, EDM, whatever, there are three main elements when it comes to drums. One is the kick, which basically carries the low end. And then the second is the snare, not in this particular order, which carries mainly the mid frequency, the mid range. And then the hi-hats, which mainly carries the high frequency. Now, these three together create basically drums. We can call it drum beats and different patterns. So I'm going to try and voice it out instead of play it, because you guys won't hear what I'm going to play. So for example, a doom is a kick, yeah? And a clap is a snare. And then a tss is a hi-hat. So if I play doom, tss, doom, tss, you see, I've managed to use those three frequencies and the instruments, the percussions that goes along it, along a certain pattern. So if I'm a house or EDM DJ, I want my kick to be consistent on a 128 BPM, roughly. I'm just giving you a number, 128. So it would be something like doom, 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 doom. But if I add a hi-hat in between every kick, it would be like doomts, 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 doomts. But what if I add a clap after every kick? Instead of every kick, every other kick. So like doomts, 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 doomts. You get it? So that's how patterns are created. But with the same kick, snare, hi-hat, what if I want to make a reggae? So instead of creating a consistent kick, I could have an off kick, which sounds more sort of like doom to doom to ta, doom to doom to ta, doom to doom to ta, doom to doom to ta. So it's like a doom to ta instead of a doom ta. doom da, doom da, doom da, doom da, doom da. That's reggae, dancehall, right? Now, what if we want something like, let's say, for example, like a salsa, bachata. Now, weirdly, they actually start with a clap. It always goes, the downbeat is a clap. So most out of the mid range, which can also be a snare, bachata, merengue, those kind of stuff. They don't actually have a prominent kick either. But these things, the genre of the song will mainly depend on the percussive elements. And when we are producing, we do the same thing. So let's go back to the arrangement mode and work on memories for now, because you guys can hear what I'm working on, but I'll work on the track and then send it on the group chat so you can hear how I flipped memories from being a 1, 2, 3, 4 to 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 4, 2, 2. I'm going to make it a little bit reggae dance holly. Yeah. All right. So over here, I created this and it sounds like this. Now I can copy the same thing and then paste it after. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to drag the beat that I had. I'm going to take a clip. Could you guys hear that? Those beats that I was playing now? No, right? Yeah. That's why it's going to suck. All right. I'm just going to play these and then
It's very soft, but I can still hear.
You can hear it, yeah? Okay. Let's just play it and
Quite
then
soft.
Okay.
This one we can hear.
But could you hear the kicks and the snares?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm doing here is if you listen to the beat, there's a kick and then there's hi-hats and snares. Let's just listen to the beat, yeah? Can't hear it, yeah? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to arrange it, and instead of having a simple, okay, let's just do this. Hold on. I'm going to, let's go back to this. Give me a sec, guys. I need to find the proper. So over here on percussions, we got 10 minutes. I hate this one. This time flies so fast. Okay, so over here we got kick and a snare over here. All I want you guys to do for homework is take a kick and a snare from any song, any beat, any intro, right? A kick and a snare. Now, what you did initially with your remix, what you sent me, was an entire loop which had kick, snare, plus hi-hat. You looped it, you placed it, and then you filtered in the original track, and then the beat comes back and you filter out the original track. But now what I want you to do for your exercise tomorrow is create a kick, a snare, and a hi-hat and place it in different places. So you really have to look what I'm doing. Maybe you won't be able to hear it, but look what I'm doing. So I took this beat, which has a kick, a snare, and a hi-hat, and I'm going to rearrange it. I'm going to cut. So this is my kick, and this is my snare. So I'm going to take those two parts. Forget the hi-hat for tonight. Let's just do the kicks and snare. So doom, tap. That's the two sounds. So I'm just going to copy that paste it. Now, instead of having the kick and snare in the same channel, what I want you guys to do is move all the snares to another channel right there. This is going to be your exercise. So I want to see you take a beat and dissect it, remove elements from it, and make sure that you have a kick on, like, let's say your original track that you remixed was on channel 1. Your channel 2 then should be the kicks, and channel 3 should be the snares. And in between, you place the hi-hat. All right, let's do it again. I'm going to make a video and put it on the group so you guys will see what I'm doing. 1. Okay. I know you can't hear the kicks and the snares, so it's going to be a little bit weird, but let's try to
No, we
make
can
it.
hear. We can hear.
Can? All right. So now, because of the flip that we did, the ting, tak, ting, tak, ting, tak, tung, snare, kick, snare. Instead of the snare, instead of the kick, I want another snare over there. So, because I'm trying to follow the pattern. Get it? This is a very simple exercise. Just want to know. And I don't want you guys to do the whole song. I just want you guys to do it like 4 bars or 8 bars. 1, snare, 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 kick, snare, snare, snare. Right? Yeah.
Okay.
Why am I asking you guys to do this? Is basically to understand, especially for the new, the people who are new to Ableton. For the ones who have been doing this for a few years, you guys, this is a walk in the park. It's no big deal. But I think you guys need to get into this before our next class, which is basically production lah. We're getting into actual production things. So now we got, I'm just gonna delete this. So I flipped the Maroon 5 track, then I placed a kick, snare, snare, snare. Now I'm also gonna add a hi-hat in between here. I'm gonna take a hi-hat. Okay, that one, drag and drop. Now it will sound. Did you guys hear that? Vaguely, yeah? So what we did was we actually flipped it. We flipped the samples, but we're gonna work on it tomorrow. We're probably gonna do it more, but I don't wanna do more because today what I want you guys to do is take your track, the intro, flip it however you feel is melodious. Try to do the same thing that I did, try to replicate it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, copy the 2 and repeat the 2. So 1, 2, 2, 4, 1, 2, 2, 4. Do that for 4 bars and then take a beat, or you can even work with the same beat that you guys were working on yesterday's assignment. Cut it, split it at every kick and every snare. If you can find the hi-hat of it, split the hi-hat as well and place the hi-hat at the third. So kick, snare, hi-hat. Hi-hat is not really necessary for this assignment. If you can, just do it. But if you can't, just go with the kick and snare. Understood? Any questions?
So we are using the original song.
Yeah, you could use any song that you like.
Okay.
And then use a beat, take a beat, a kick, a beat that has like a kick, snare, hi-hat, anything like an extended version of any BPM Supreme track or, you know, any extended version, just use those beats. What we are learning here is actually sampling. What we are learning is how to sample, because music is always about recreating it. You know, it's, there's nothing called original music, to be very honest with you. There is original music when we create it, but then there's only a certain amount of frequencies and this is only a certain amount of keys that you can all work with, you know, so it's always going back and forth, and that's what we're trying to learn. Sampling is a part of music production, and if you know how to sample, you can easily identify your elements, your frequencies, your percussions, and then later on when you're in a production level, you can actually be able to understand that, hey, wait, this kick doesn't go with this snare, but maybe if I replace this kick, it actually complements this snare. and hey, maybe this melody instead of this, we do this. This is why we are actually learning from sampling, because my way of making music is what most DJs would do. I would say you can listen to a lot of DJs because we are not conventional musicians. We don't follow music theory. We don't even have that knowledge to begin with. So what we do is we use our DJ expertise to get into that. What I'm trying to get you guys to do is make music the DJ way. So if you make it the DJ way, the first thing that you need to know is, if I play Despacito, my next track should be something to make sure the dance floor doesn't leave. So maybe Enrique Iglesias, that track, the one that we usually play after Despacito, or Gasolina, like that. So that's exactly what production is. It's shrunk into a microscopic level, where now you will understand, hey, if I place this kick, would this snare follow? You get it? It has to complement. If I place this bass line, would this melody go with it? If I have a house music song, and if I play a bass line from a future bass, it won't go together. You get it? So this is what we are learning. By doing these things, we're basically taking it into a microscopic level, and it's exactly like DJing. You got to place it and listen to it and see if it sounds good. Then we all got it. Any other questions? So that's your assignment for today, guys. Make sure you do it and send it to me by tomorrow, and we do the class tomorrow. I'm definitely going to try and figure out this audio thing tomorrow. If not, we'll try to use something else, because I also saw there's another software that musicians use for classes. So I'll probably get into that or something. I'll ask them. Yeah. Thank you so much. Class dismissed, and you guys have been really good. By the way, I'm totally digging your enthusiasm, everyone. Keep it up.
Yay!
Thank you, Mass.
Good night.
Thank you, Miss.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.
That was fast.